I'd like to call to order the June 9th meeting of the Oak Ridge Board of Education. Please rise to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone here. Our next thing is our special program by the Secret City Academy. I'd like to call Mr. Scott forward.
Good evening. First, thank you so much for having us here tonight. We're showcasing a program that started about 1.5 years ago for us, and it first began with the UT College of Agriculture had a grant program where they had students, graduate students usually, come out to schools and teach students about nutrition and healthy eating. And, you know, we heard about it and called them up and said, hey, we want some of that. And they came, loved our kids. They kept coming back year after year. And then I had the privilege of hiring Miss Shonda Slater, who joined our staff, participated in some of that, and said, hey, you know what? We can take this to the next level. And so on Wednesdays, she has been working with our 7th and 8th grade students during a small block during the day and making things from scratch. Our kids have, you know, they've sauteed, they've baked, they've air fried. Some of the best chicken wings I have ever had have been made by our 7th and 8th grade students. There's something new every week, which I personally love because I get to eat some of it, and it is really, really good. So Miss Slater is here today with PJ Cherry, who came in today during summer vacation to the school building and cooked for all of you. So he is going to come up and distribute some food. They've got names on them. Ms. Laurendine, he didn't see where you were sitting earlier. He was very concerned that you might be in the audience and not up front. He wasn't sure where to take your food to. So the pot pie today was made in our ovens in the kitchen by PJ, but every week or every other week during the school year, there is something being baked. What first spurred this, and to kind of, you know, Miss Slater's thought of doing this more regularly, is we have so many parents who work second shift. We have so many students who are the oldest at home. And the parent feedback of, what did you do to my child? Because I came home and there was a meal prepared, you know, has been just tremendous feedback. And it's been just a really successful program, outside of the box a little bit. But anyway, so a great thing for us to showcase this year. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. 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 I guess it would be rude for us to stop the meeting for a little while so we could eat. But it smells wonderful. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And great life skills for our kids to learn. Okay, very good. All right, next is the approval of the agenda. I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion made by Ms. Webb, seconded by Ms. Craven. I would like to amend the agenda and remove item K to allow further study. So I will need a second on, okay, I have a second made by Dr. Hartman. Any comments? Okay, so we will vote on the amended motion to remove item K from the agenda. It takes our computer a little while to do this. Okay, the motion to approve the revised agenda passed, and now I need a motion to approve the agenda with the exception of item K.
Second.
Okay, a motion made by Ms. Crank, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously, and the amendment passes unanimously. Okay, the hard part is over. Next is our special reports and presentations. I'm going to start with Dr. B.
Very good. I'd like to have Dr. Madison Branham come on up to introduce our guest.
Good evening. My name's Madison Branham. I'm the nursing coordinator for the district. Today I have Heather Crouch from East Tennessee Children's with me. She's the virtual telehealth manager for the hospital. And this is a partnership that we're looking at implementing next school year to benefit for our kiddos and staff and students. And she's going to go over a little bit what it's going to look like next school year.
Hi, thank you. My name is Heather Crouch. I have worked at Children's Hospital for 22 years. This month I was telemedicine. And we started the school telehealth journey back in 2021. Oops, I got a little click happy there. I did make a PowerPoint, so I cannot go back. There it goes. So make it so I can stay on track, because I do love this program, and I get off track sometimes. So anyways, why school telehealth? School telehealth came about to help improve access to pediatric care. You can't be everywhere, and you want kids to get the best care they can possible. So just to improve access, just to give a little bit of background, I was just telling Madison, we're currently in 8 school districts in East Tennessee. We'll be moving to 13 next year, so we are improving the access of pediatric care out there. Also to decrease missed days from school and work. So we want to keep kids in school. We want them to get the best education they can. With the program last year, approximately 55% of our kids did go back to class that were seen through the program. So that was to me a big thing to be able to see. And as far as work, parents don't have to leave work to take their child to the doctor. Or we've seen lots of teachers use this. Teachers don't have to find a sub to take their child to the doctor, because this is something that they can actually join in on, just like a Facebook call or a Zoom or a Teams call. We can send you a text message or an email or a phone call, and you can be a part of the visit. And then decrease preventable emergency room visits. No one wants to sit in the emergency room if they don't have to, first of all. And second of all, we want to make sure we're using good use of our resources. A lot of things you go to the emergency room for is you go at that time of day is because you couldn't get to your primary care. It may not be a true emergency. Obviously, you want to keep going there for true emergencies, but for an earache or a sore throat, that's not where you necessarily want to go if you don't have to. So what can we see with school telehealth? We see fever, sore throat, earaches, pink eye, rashes, cough, congestion, tooth pain. We've done lots of abscessed teeth, actually, because it's hard to get dental care, but if you can get the antibiotic going, that does help them until they can get to the dentist. Lice, we've done lots of lice because we can send in the prescription medication they need for the lice and get that treated. Flu-like symptoms, skin infection, so infected cuts, mild headaches, and nausea. We do COVID, flu, and strep testing, point of care, so you know right then if you have either of those things. If you have strep, you get your antibiotic. If you have flu, you can get your Tamiflu. And then we send the school excuse straight to whatever school that child's at. This is just a quick little video from our nurse practitioner. All the kids are seen by a pediatric nurse practitioner that talks about her day. Well, you may need some louder volume. Can you do louder volume? Am I asking too much? Oops, I hit the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Without the stress of leaving work. Children can visit a school nurse to connect with a provider through use of virtual health tools. The virtual tools check a child's ears, throat, lungs, heart, and more to analyze the severity of sickness and provide any necessary medications. The program allows for evaluation of symptoms like fever, sore throat, pink eye, ear infection, cough and colds, allergies, and rashes. Testing is available for strep, flu, and COVID-19. Parents do not have to be present for the visit. We do encourage parents to join by phone or video to ask questions or confirm any details for quality purposes. This program is not intended to replace a child's primary care doctor, but serves as a support system when parents cannot miss work for a sick visit. While we see all patients regardless of coverage, TennCare and some private insurance companies will cover the virtual visits. You can view participating schools and sign up at etch.com/schooltelehealth. Thanks for watching.
So that was Myra. She's our nurse practitioner, and she's who the kids would be seeing if they need to be seen. And like she said, this is not to take away from primary care in any way, shape, form, fashion. This is simply a supplement for when you can't get to primary care. Primary care is extremely important, and you got to have a medical home. So that would be our preferred place, but sometimes you can't. I mean, you can't always get an appointment with your primary care doctor. I have 2 kids. Just to do a quick demonstration, just so you guys have an idea of what it is, I did bring the equipment. That's sitting on a stand. We've moved to a backpack so that it can be transported different places, and it's simply an iPad and then this little case right here with the attachments. That does show headphones, and you can plug headphones into the camera so that you can actually hear the heart and lungs as well, because you won't hear on this side, just the nurse practitioner hears on her side. And then a blood pressure cuff and pulse ox is on there as well, and we do provide that, but what we learn is the nurses already have that and have all that information before they even move to this, because that's part of their assessment. But I've already answered the questions on here, but there's just like find your patient, what's the symptoms, and that they go through here. This is a screen where you would add a parent or guest, so we would just put in that phone number. You also can add an interpreter. We haven't had to use the added interpreter because Myra is bilingual, So we haven't had any patients other than Spanish speaking at this point, but we do have the ability to add interpretive services through that. And my device powered off.
My own kiddos have participated in this program, and I was able to stay at work. I was subbing in a clinic, didn't have to leave, got their antibiotic on the way home, and they got to stay because they didn't have a fever. They had an ear infection, and so they got to finish the rest of their school day, and it was during TCAPS. So it was such a blessing to me to stay at work and a blessing for them to come home to antibiotics. And our nurses are really excited to be doing this because we have so many kids that we send home at the end of the day, but then they don't come back for a day or two because they still haven't been to the doctor and they're still running a fever. But if we're able to go ahead and help them while they're in our clinic before they even go home, hopefully
They
they'll
may
come
not
back
have
school.
to, and they may not have to go home. It may be something they don't have to go home for. There we go. So it tells me on here also that I'm next in line. So, it tells me I'm next in, I know y'all can't see this, but it says it's next in line. If there was somebody in front of me, it'd say there's 2 in front of you, you're number 2 or something like that, so that the nurses have an idea of how long it's going to be before they're seen. So when we run our numbers, our average wait time right now is 5 minutes, or has been for the year, and our average visit time is 10 minutes. So hopefully 15 minutes, 30 minutes at the most, maybe after the initial, is all the child's missing of school. So it rings. I do join. And then here's Mara.
Hi.
So, Mara's on that side. Mara, I'm gonna make it quick because we don't have a lot of time, so we won't do a full visit. I just want them to see what it looks like. So this is Mara. She would talk to you. She'd ask, normal things like you get from the doctors, allergies and medicines and symptoms and all that good stuff. And then she will control this device on her end. So if you want to tell me to do something, Mara.
Yeah, look, I'm just gonna do the heart.
Okay, so then it'll pop up, it pops up on my device here, but it should in a minute pop up on this screen also. Yep, to connect the stethoscope. So here I go. You gonna be my patient? Sure. And then, again, you probably can't really see this, but it tells me where to put the stethoscope. So I'll put it, and then Mara will tell me when to move it. And she can hear, like I said, on her end, and if I wanted to plug in the headphones, I could hear on my end.
Okay, and then I guess we can do the throat.
Okay. Can they look at your throat? Get up close and personal here.
But they do ears, throat, all the things. We'll have the same testing that you would get if you all went to the doctor to get flu, strep, COVID. We're doing the same thing. So it's not any less than if they go to their medical home.
It's truly the same thing as Oak Ridge Pediatrics is right now. I mean, honestly, we use the same testing equipment they use, and the urgent cares as well, all our primary care. Boop, boop, boop. There you go. You all can't see that, but she did come across there. But,
Do you wanna show them the ear, or do you think?
I don't think they can.
they can't really see because I'm at a podium,
Okay.
so it's fine. So is there any questions you guys have for Mara? And if not, I'll let her go. No? Okay. Thank you, Mara. Oh, did you have something?
No problem, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
That's it.
This is really cool, and I would say it should help with our attendance numbers. If a child isn't feeling well, their parent can go ahead and send them to school, and the nurse can evaluate and decide without them having to wait for an appointment and doing a copay and missing a day of school.
Yeah.
So, great, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a question on like the I guess the procedure for that. So do you guys call the parents and then they authorize the visit?
Correct. So
And-
at the beginning of the year, we will send home packets. We'll provide social media, like stuff that you can post on social media to where parents can either sign up through a paper packet or electronically online. And then we ask that just because it makes it a smoother process for the nurses. But we will not do a visit unless the nurse says, I've talked to mom and she said yes. I can count on in the 4 school years we've done it, I think we've done less than 5 visits without talking to the parent. And it's been cases to where the nurse had tried multiple times And so they went like upper administration in the school system to say, hey, this is what's going on. I can't get a hold of anybody, but I really think they need to be seen. And so we had the consent and they authorized it. But that's the only time we've ever done it. It was like, strep or something, or ear infection, where we knew they needed treatment.
And
But
do you have the child's billing information up front when the packets
do.
are sent, so that
We
just?
sure do. And if we don't, we still see them and we just contact the parents and ask them for it. Or we also have access to different billing websites that we can try and find their insurance information also. Our billing department's wonderful helping us find that stuff.
You all sound so efficient. This is so impressive.
We really try. I mean, we started small and have grown and learned something every year and added something every year. So we try.
And our students that aren't insured, they will still see them,
Yes.
and it's like a sliding scale fee, which is gonna be super helpful because the health department doesn't have a pediatric provider, so our kiddos that aren't seen, also the oral health care has been a major issue this past school year, because the dental clinic was getting remodeled, and so they're able to help us with that too.
Yeah, the other thing with the kids that don't have insurance, is that Sierra, who's one of our medical assistants, and myself are going through a training next week or the next week to find out how to help people enroll in TennCare. So if they come through and they don't have insurance, we can help them through the process of applying for TennCare. And if they don't receive it, we do have a legal services department who helps you appeal things if you need to appeal things as well. So we really want to do everything possible to help kids get what they need and help the parents navigate.
Well, that's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Thank you for the partnership and thank you for coordinating it.
You're
so
very
excited.
welcome. Thank you all for letting me come.
Thank
I
you. appreciate
appreciate it. I think that was it on my, yep, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next under our special reports and presentations is a presentation by our Captain Stephen Millard from the Civil Air Patrol. The board has already been given this extensive paper, but he wants to talk a little bit to us about it.
Yes. Good evening, members of the board. I want to thank you for accepting my my request to come before you. I want to share today something that is very important to me and several other members of a community here in Oak Ridge called Civil Air Patrol. Civil Air Patrol was founded December 1st, 1941 as the America's first civilian air force. They performed coastal patrols off of the East Coast from Maine to Mexico, looking for German U-boats and occasionally bombing them if they got the chance. So imagine a little Piper J. Cub scooting along and trying to drop a bomb on top of a German U-boat. After the war, we switched to all peaceful purposes. We were reorganized as a congressional nonprofit by the U.S. Congress and signed into act by Harry Truman in 1946. In 1947, we were reorganized as part of the U.S. Air Force. We are the civilian auxiliary of the United States Air Force. I first joined Civil Air Patrol at 13 years of age in 2001. As many of you quite well remember, there was something very monumental that happened in 2001 and in September. And later that year, it sparked me to sign up and join my first meeting as a Civil Air Patrol cadet. And within the first 6 years, I had already trained at the Center of Training and Research at Savannah, Georgia. I went to the U.S. Air Force Base, Maxwell Air Force Base in Alabama to study at the Air War College. And I even served on national staff as a cadet teaching search and rescue to members across the nation. We have a history of Civil Air Patrol right here in Oak Ridge. One of the oldest and most venerable squadrons in Civil Air Patrol was formed by the workers, engineers, and scientists of the Manhattan Project. The Army Corps of Engineers records the first meeting of Civil Air Patrol November 9th in 1943. So in some ways, our squadron predates even the civil government of Oak Ridge itself. And we have been quietly supporting our community when and where we can. We're not a large organization. We have 25 members, cadet members, and 17 adult members. And we do everything that we can in order to promote the three missions of Civil Air Patrol: aerospace education, emergency services, and cadet programs for transforming youth into dynamic Americans and aerospace leaders. And to that effect, I want to spend the rest of my time kind of highlighting some of the things that Civil Air Patrol can offer this Oak Ridge school system. We have an educator membership that is $35 for a lifetime membership, and what this gives to your educators is a free curriculum provided by the U.S. Air Force. It's paid for by the U.S. Air Force. We have a textbook. We have a number of aerospace modules that cover things from spacecraft to aerospace weather. We have hands-on STEM kits that your educators can order out for free. They can use it in class. They write up a quick report, send it back to national headquarters to evaluate its effectiveness, and then they can order another one. Some of these kits include drones, like an all-in-one weather station. There's robotics kits as well. Some really phenomenal things. We have some other programs where we introduce a free curriculum. We call it our Aerospace Education Exchange. That is a all-in-one kit that includes a 4-hour out-of-school activity, such as a tour to an airport or a air and space museum of that nature. We also have the Aerospace Connections in Education. That is also a set of curricula or activities that is provided free to the educator. In addition to that, the educator can also invite Civil Air Patrol cadets to come and teach the aerospace topics in a classroom if they are invited. We also have a number of other cadet programs. On the cadet side, we send cadets to a summer camp. There are a number of different kinds of summer camp. One is the primary leadership camp. We have 8 cadets that are attending next week. As a matter of fact, they're going to the Volunteer Training Center for the Tennessee National Guard. And they'll be spending a week studying leadership, the Air Force core values, and also drill and ceremonies. This program has provided me personally a lot at a time when I needed autonomy, discipline, confidence, and it's what keeps me involved in this program is providing that to the cadets that are in my charge. I'm coming up on time, so I will open for questions.
This is great information that you have provided, and certainly I will pass it on. And it seems like a really meaningful program.
Thank you very much.
Any questions?
So just at a glance, this seems to be primarily for like a middle school age, or am I, well, no, you've got the K through 6th grades there. Where do you see the most involvement with it?
So I'm glad you asked. While the program is for students ages 12 to 18, there is a very special niche that CAP can fit in the Oak Ridge ecosystem, and that is providing a JROTC-like program for middle school age students. So they can join at 12 years of age, and they can also concurrently join JROTC when they join high school. And they already have a lot of the preliminary discipline, attention to detail, preparing a uniform, many of the things that they need in a JROTC program, but they can start at 12 years of age. So that is something that, for instance, at Jefferson or Robertsville, they could students can join Civil Air Patrol and begin pursuing something of their interest. If civic leadership, the military dress style, uniform is something that they enjoy and they want to pursue, they can. There is no obligation to military service. Civil Air Patrol is a completely civilian organization. We do perform search and rescue missions for the Air Force when we are requested, but yes, this is something that I believe would be very beneficial.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate the information.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next we have good news. Before we start the good news, I would like to recognize a special guest, Miss Christy Oran. She's from the Roane County Board of Education. She's here working on her TSBA boardsmanship program. So she's evaluating us, so you all behave. Okay, so our good news, I'm going to start with Miss Craven.
All right, my good news tonight is from Willowbrook. Willowbrook had the pleasure of celebrating all students through a series of award assemblies and special ceremonies. Kindergarten through third grade students were recognized during traditional assemblies that highlighted their achievements over the school year. The fourth graders enjoyed a special day filled with fun activities, culminating in a dedicated assembly and promotion ceremony. It was a memorable day for the entire Willowbrook community.
Okay, Ms. Crank.
My good news comes from Robertsville Middle School, where the 7th grade service learning class is working on a project to rebuild the Jeter Gardens located in front of the campus. The group partnered with Mr. Todd Livesey's class from the high school, who built stands for the bucket garden containing potatoes, peppers, and tomatoes. They are also building a bench for the garden using supplies donated by our own Give Club. Currently, topsoil has been added and a variety of vegetables and flowers have been planted. The produce will be shared to help meet community needs through organizations such as Tabitha's Table and Bryson's Food Pantry.
All right, Dr. Hartman.
I have some of the good news from Oak Ridge High School. Chief Nichols, along with cadets Morgan Snyder, Hope May, Haley Dimmer, and Michael Finstad, visited Lakeway Christian Academy last week to train and mentor students interested in launching a new NJ ROTC program. Students from LCA had the opportunity to learn about the value and impact of NJ ROTC from a cadet's perspective, gaining insight into the wide range of opportunities the program offers. They were excited about future possibilities and look forward to building training partnerships with cadets and instructors from Oak Ridge High School. Our cadets left the event excited about ongoing training opportunities and the new friendships they formed. Oak Ridge High School hosted a mobile food pantry in collaboration with Second Harvest of East Tennessee and Compassion Ministries. The event successfully served over 400 families. More than 50 students, parents, and staff members generously volunteered their time to help make the event a success. A total of 488 Oak Ridge High School students took 668 AP exams this year at Roane State Community College between May 5th and May 23rd. We are extremely proud of their hard work and dedication in preparing for these exams.
All right, Ms. Webb.
Continuing good news from Oak Ridge High School, 23 students from the class of 25 were awarded the Volunteer State Seal of Biliteracy, and 2 of those students also received the Honors Seal of Biliteracy. Mason Greenhall, a junior on the track team, placed second in the state for the 4x800 relay and at the state track meet. Our girls 4x800 team finished 11th, and the boys 4x800 team finished 7th. And congratulations to Mikey Teasley, a junior, on being named TSSAA Mr. Baseball for the Class 4A in Tennessee. Also, a big shout out to the Oak Ridge High School baseball team for making it to the Final Four in this year's TSSAA baseball tournament.
Okay, Dr. B.
And finally, I started the morning in Gatlinburg early this morning. I was able to present the Tennessee School Plant Manager of the Year Award to Mr. Alan Thacker. So it was quite a distinctive award for him, the only one given out in the state of Tennessee. And he's not here tonight because he's at their conference, but I thought that was some good news this year.
Oh, let's give Alan Thacker a round of applause. Okay, next, I would like to invite Coach Gaddis to come forward.
Thank you. We had a great year at Oak Ridge High School with respect to athletics, and at the heart of that greatness was our baseball team. I hope to be able to memorize all this, but there's too many achievements, so I couldn't. Had to write some of them down here. This is the first team in Oak Ridge history to win 30 games in a season, and we won 36, so we shattered the record. It's the first back-to-back district champions at Oak Ridge High School for the first time in 53 years. The first region championship for the first time since 1993. The first team ever in Oak Ridge history to win 2 games at the state tournament in the same year. We set the team record for home runs, and this team is young. I mean, we're going to be back. I told Coach Free, and I'm fixing to introduce him and turn it over to him, but I told Coach Free about a week ago that he had created a monster. And what I mean by that, and I think everybody will understand, in the not-too-distant past, fans in Oak Ridge were happy with a winning baseball team, a team that broke 500, won more than they lost. Now, since Coach Free has arrived, we're way beyond that. Now fans in Oak Ridge are insistent on not only state tournament appearances, but now a state championship, it seems like, every year, and we're going to win one without any question. I think we have the best baseball coach in Tennessee. Nobody has transformed a program the way Travis Free has done. So without any further ado, Coach Travis Free.
Well, this is not my cup of tea. I like to be outside on the field for sure. That's where I do my best work, I guess. But I appreciate Coach Gaddis for the kind words, and it's been more than a pleasure to be serving you all as the baseball coach here in Oak Ridge. And I thank all of you, because you guys know that the last calendar year for baseball and Oak Ridge baseball has been something that we've all had to go through together. And I appreciate your support and standing behind me from the whole way and never really slowing us down in any way. So I thank you personally. That without you all, I don't think that we could have the success that we have. And, you know, we still have many hurdles to pass because we have surpassed the days of being average at Oak Ridge baseball. And that comes with, you know, there's priorities and things all the times that we all have to address together. And I appreciate your support. And Coach Gaddis walks beside me every way. I couldn't have somebody that didn't want to fight for me as much as he does. And all the people in the room, to be honest, it's kind of cool because, you know, my wife's in the room. You know, my son's in the room and all the people. I mean, Miss Bowles is in the room. All these people that have walked alongside me along the way has been great. So enough about me, but I'm going to highlight our team because really it's about the kids. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have success, period. You know, I can paint the picture of what I want it to look like, and this team far surpassed that. So I'm going to highlight a couple things. Coach Gaddis got on some more. I'm going to give some things that this team broke records that I've never seen before in my 20 years of coaching baseball. But we did have 36 wins. We broke the school record from last year. We set the school record last year at 28. We had 36. We broke the team ERA, which is earned a run average for the pitching staff. We went from a 2.5 ERA to a 2.1 this year. We broke the home run record that was 28, set back in 2006, I believe. There was 28 home runs. We hit 35 this year. We broke the team strikeout record. We struck out 334 batters in 2024. This year we struck out 374 batters. We had back-to-back district championships. We were region champs. We went back-to-back to the state tournament appearances. We finished in the Final Four. This team was ranked in the top 5 across the state the entire year and finished ranked number 3 in the state. We have 3 seniors. One thing I want to highlight, Richie Ferreira, Cy Stevens, and Peyton Witter. We're only graduating 3 guys for the first time in my career as a coach. All 3 seniors will be going on to play baseball further, so that's a big deal. I mean, that really is a big deal. They're going to continue their education and move forward. There's some individual awards. I'm going to highlight a couple of those that we broke some records. We had, as somebody said, Mikey Teasley was Mr. Baseball. It's the first time in program history that we had a Mr. Baseball in our school. So that's a big deal. I'm going to make Mikey stand up. Mikey, if you don't mind standing up. Mikey Teasley's committed to go to the University of Tennessee to play baseball. Mikey has a chance to probably play pro-level baseball. It's been a pleasure to kind of walk alongside of him, but it's a big deal. He also holds the strikeout record for a single season. He struck out 125 batters this year. I want to make sure I highlight the seniors that are in the room too. One of them's currently playing. That's one thing about baseball this time of the year. We travel all weekend. We get back on Monday night. We leave out on Thursday morning. Like, that's just the way we do it. I know that my wife I've been home 4 nights since we got back from the state tournament. So we leave again. It's like we just get in the car and go again. But that's part of it. I love it. So Richie Frere is back in the corner. He's going to Montreat College. He's a senior. I want to make sure I highlight him. He's in the back. Then Cy, stand up. Cy's in the room. Cy's going to Walter State to pitch at Walter State. Big deal. And our other one is Peyton, is currently playing. I want to go ahead and talk about a kid who broke 3 school records this year, which is pretty impressive. He set the all-time hits record at Oak Ridge High School. He set the stolen base record, and he set the school run scored record all in one season. He had 63 hits, he had 55 stolen bases, and he had 60 runs scored, and that person is Warren East. So Warren, stand up, please. We also set the single wins record on the mound. We had a pitcher that broke that record, broke a record that had been around for over 25 years, and this was Camden Welch. He has 9 wins this year, so Cam, stand up. And then last record that was broke, just because he hit right behind Warren, which Warren set every record there. Parker broke the RBI record at Oak Ridge High School. He went 46. He had 51 RBIs, so Parker free. So, I mean, it was an amazing season, and I know that I could sit up here and talk about them forever, but really it's just thank you for standing beside me, and we'll be back. I mean, I know that Coach Gaddis says I've created a monster, but that's just who I am. I can't stand anything but to try to win, and we have a very young team that's returning everybody except for 3 players, and we have some really good young talent. Our middle school team has been in the finals of the middle school championship 3 years running, so baseball is kind of healthy right now at Oak Ridge, and I'm excited to be a part of it, and so hopefully I got 10 more years in me at least to kind of go see what we can do. So that's my goal, to make sure I can continue to go. But I thank you all for all that you do for me, and I thank them for just allowing me to lead the ship. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and we'll be watching you guys. We really appreciate all the hard work you've done this year. Let's give them one more hand. Okay, next on our agenda is the public forum. The public forum is the portion of tonight's agenda which is designated to allow anyone in attendance to address a topic that is not included on the agenda. If you would like to address the board, please raise your hand to be recognized before coming to the podium. Once at the podium, we ask that you sign in, including your email, and state your name and home address for the board. All comments must be made from the podium and into the microphone so they can be properly recorded. Each person who chooses to address the board during the public forum will be given 3 minutes to fully convey their message. The board may choose to respond, or perhaps more likely, they may choose to gather additional information from Oak Ridge School staff members and respond to your comments later and in more detail. If you are here to address the board regarding a topic that is on tonight's agenda, please raise your hand when that topic is presented. Is there anyone who wishes to address the board during the public forum? Seeing none, we will move on. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Craven. Please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, Next, we're on the items for action. Our first item is item A. The FY25 budget transfer number 4, the second reading. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of FY25 budget transfer number 4, second reading.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Crank, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Dr. B.
Yeah. As I mentioned at the first reading, this establishes a CRESO grant budget, establishes a summer learning camp and summer learning camp transportation grant budget, and then routine budget transfers from April 23rd through May 12th.
Any comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next, item B is the FY25 preschool Head Start self-assessment. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of FY25 preschool Head Start self-assessment.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Webb, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
As the board knows, this is something we do on a regular basis. This Head Start requirement, in which a team of preschool staff, parents, and community partners closely evaluate each service area for the program. Within each service area, strengths and areas to be strengthened are identified. The team then identifies areas on which to focus as priority items. These are the areas in which funding will be an area of focus. The self-assessment and community assessment are two primary documents that drive preschool spending and budget development.
Okay, any comments or questions from the board? I know I served on this committee, and this was a ton of work. And to get parents involved of 3- and 4-year-olds is quite a challenge. So I appreciate all the work that you guys have done. Okay, hearing no more questions, let's please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, item C, the consolidated funding application. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the FY26 consolidated funding application. This is an annual non-competitive application.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Webb. Dr. Borchert.
Tennessee receives more than $700 million each year from the U.S. Department of Education under the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, as amended by the Every Student Succeeds Act, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and the Strengthening Career and Technical Education for the 21st Century Act. This year, Oak Ridge Schools' allocation totals $2,335,484.74. The consolidated funding application must be completed by each local agency, RLEA, and it includes funding awards for various federal programs.
Any comments or questions from the board? Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Item D, food service contract renewal. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the FY26 food service contract renewal.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Craven, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Dr. Borchert.
This will be the third year of the contract with Southwest Food Service Excellence for our food service program management. The annual general and administrative expenses fees will increase by 3.5%, divided equally over 12 months. Additionally, the management fee will increase by 3.5%. The FY26 contract also includes a continued guaranteed budget surplus of $75,000 for the district's food service fund. There are no meal price changes for the 25-26 school year. Reminder, the food service program is a self-supporting fund and does not affect the general purpose budget.
Okay, any comments or questions? Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, we're now on item E, Central Technologies contract. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the services and equipment purchase contract with Central Technologies in the amount of $82,627.85.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borchert.
I'm recommending that the board approve the contract with Central Technologies of Knoxville for access control and CCTV equipment purchases and services. The district access control equipment needs a refresh to deal with issues related to a software problem from earlier in the year. Central Technologies will serve as our CCTV equipment vendor and service provider through the access control refresh and will continue to provide support beyond the project.
Any comments or questions? Okay, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next we have item F, Government Capital Lease. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of government capital lease for replacement of scoreboards at Blankenship Field and Wildcat Arena in the amount of $457,614.20.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Webb, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
The funds to support the actual lease payments are budgeted under the debt services function of the general fund budget each year. Annual payments are due each year in July. The first payment will be due July 1, 2026, pending further approval of the Comptroller of the State of Tennessee. Planned purchases include the video scoreboard at Blankenship Field, a replacement wireless scoreboard with play clocks at Blankenship Field, and video scoreboards at Wildcat Arena. Too many scorecards.
Any comments or questions? So will this be installed before football season?
That is the plan. It needs to be installed before the first game.
Okay, great. All right. So we're voting on the government capital lease. Please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next we have item G, which is Board Policy 5.310, Vacation and Holidays. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 5.310, Vacations and Holidays, first and second reading.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Webb, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borchert.
The changes to Board Policy 5.310 will ensure alignment of the holidays to updated calendars and BOE Policy 5.110, which were approved at our last meeting.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next we have item H, Board Policy 6.200, Attendance. This is the first and the second reading. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 6.200, Attendance, first and second reading.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Crank, seconded by Dr. Hartman. Dr. Borchert.
I'm going to turn to Ms. Laurendine on this item and our next item.
Okay.
Thank you. The biggest change on there, sorry guys. The biggest change on there was just to add related activities for some of those parent notes, and that would be such as our dance academy. They go on competitions, competitive soccer, things that are related to school-sponsored events or school-sponsored activities, but they are not directly affiliated with. So we wanted to add that in there to give the leniency that those could be excused because they are in coordination with the students' goals, academically and athletically and so on and so forth. So that's the change there.
Any questions or comments for Ms. Laurendine? I'm glad that we are adding these because they're certainly worthwhile things that our kids should be excused for. Okay, all right, we are voting on the policy 6.200 attendance. Please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. All right, next we have item I, Board Policy 6.411, Student Wellness. Dr. Borchert.
Ms. Chair, I recommend approval of Board Policy 6.411, Student Wellness, first and second reading.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Craven. Dr. Borchert.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Ms. Laurendine, there's just a minor change here.
Yes, sir. The only change really here was the withholding physical activity as a form of discipline or punishment is prohibited instead of highly discouraged. So I know that will help our administrators because I know there was a lot of, ambiguity there with that, how that was worded. So now it is prohibited.
Okay, any questions or comments for Ms. Laurendine? All right, hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, item J is the Oak Ridge Schools Student Code of Conduct. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval of the ORS Student Code of Conduct.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Ms. Webb, seconded by Ms. Crank. Dr. Borchert.
This is something we do every year, and it's a lot of information. John Stoltz oversaw this process, but with the help of many, many other people. So if there's any questions, Mr. Stoltz can answer those.
I know it's pages and pages and pages of information. Any comments or questions? I appreciate all the work that has gone into it. Okay, please cast your vote on the Oak Ridge Schools Code of Conduct. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, item K is the Oak Ridge High School Student School Board Representative. Dr. Borchert.
Mr. Chair, I recommend the approval of the Oak Ridge High School Student Council to operate as Oak Ridge School Boards of Education Advisory Group.
Per the superintendent's recommendation, do I hear a motion? Motion made by Dr. Hartman, seconded by Ms. Webb. Dr. Borchert.
To foster communication and involvement between the Board of Education and the student body, the Oak Ridge Board of Education shall maintain regular engagement with the Oak Ridge High School Student Council. These meetings will provide a structured forum for students to share insights, express concerns, and contribute their perspectives on matters impacting the school community. And I would just add that we've been doing this for many years, and I think the board will truly appreciate this group and their foresight and how they look at issues and also come up with solutions.
Great. Okay, any comments or questions from the board?
As the newbie, kind of, how does this work? Is this like a board member rotating, attending their meetings? Do we attend as a group? Do they come to one of our work sessions? How does this typically kind of play out?
I don't think we've, Ms. Chair, I don't think we've gone into those details yet.
Okay.
We just wanted to name them as the advisory group, but I think that's all up for discussion.
Right, since this was, law was just passed by our legislature this spring, we're still kind of fleshing out exactly how we're going to make this work, but we needed to get something on our books by July 1.
Okay.
So this will meet those expectations, and then we'll kind of work our way, once school starts, and figure out exactly how we're going to make it work.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Okay. I've already gotten a motion. Okay. All right. Any more questions or comments? All right, please cast your vote. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next we are going on to our items for information. Our legislative update, Ms. Webb.
Nothing to report at this time.
Okay, enrollment and attendance.
Yeah, so I remember telling you guys it is very fluid, and it is very fluid. With the June 2nd enrollment counts, we are up 16 kids from last reporting period, so 17 from last year. So very interesting the way things are all moving. In regards to attendance, the attendance was kind of spotty in some places. We were really good. In some places, we struggled a bit. But second place, there was a tie for student attendance. Jefferson and Oak Ridge High School tied for best student attendance. First place was Glenwood Elementary School. Yes. Yeah. Heather has stole the trophy. Yes. That's perfect. Yeah, Glenwood, you did a great job this reporting period. All right, and for staff attendance, this was awesome. 73% of our staff members had perfect attendance in the month of May, and that is a principle. You know that it's very hard with everything going on, so huge shout out to our staff. Also, we said that we were going to start like the building and the department. We'll start with department. Maintenance and school administration had the lowest absences, so give them a shout out. And buildings, second place was Glenwood Elementary, and first place with only 7.5 staff members absent the month of May was Willowbrook Elementary. So great job on that, guys. Thanks.
Very good. Okay, next, items for discussion. Any old business or new business? Communications. The TSBA Summer Law Conference is July 18th and 19th. Many of us will be there. And we will be back here on Monday, August 4th for our meeting in August. Any questions? Anything? I hope everyone has at least a little bit of rest this summer and do something fun. And we'll see you back here in August. Thank you so much.